Chubby buddies. What is up, guys? It is raining. It is dead ass like a tsunami out there. So I jotted some stuff
down. I'm not gonna really sit here and ramble. Basically, I'm gonna tell you the diet that I'm on and how I lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks. We are in week 4. I weigh myself in every Friday. It's not Friday. When it is Friday, I post it on my Facebook. I have a weight loss journey page that I'm going to update. Most of the things I'm using in my diet are really easy to find at your local grocery store. So don't even stress that, people. Basically getting into routine. This is what I do in the morning. Good morning, guys. So I am going to show you guys my morning routine and what I do. So guys, I have some water boiling, and this is a new thing that I'm trying this week to incorporate in my tea. These are cumin seeds, and I read that these are great for burning fat in the belly. So I am going to take a tablespoon of these and boil them in there. That's what it says to do. So let's see what happens. And you gotta filter it out and put it in your tea. So that's mainly what I try to do, guys. Every week I try to incorporate something new into my new lifestyle, and try to just better my chances. Because I know if you keep on with the same thing over and over and over, your body ends up hitting a plateau, and I'm trying to avoid that from happening, okay? So we're gonna lower the fire because this is bubbling like a mother, and we're just gonna let that boil in there so that all that cumin could come out the seeds. And as you can see, the water is changing color, so it is working, which is great. So now coming over here, guys, first thing I do is I take a little bit of coconut oil, organic, unrefined, and I put it in there. Once the hot water goes in, it'll come off the spoon. So I'm gonna leave my spoon in there. This is where I put my tea bag inside of here so it can sink down to the bottom. And the tea that I use is called Fat Buster Herbal Slenderizing Tea, 100% natural and no caffeine. It's hard for me to have caffeine because I have an anxiety disorder, and so anything with caffeine just triggers my anxiety. So yeah, I use this. I mean, when I was using this alone, I didn't see any results, so I think it's just a combination of everything that I'm doing. And here we have 100% pure honey. So I am just gonna eyeball it, and that is it. It's just to sweeten it up a little, and that's it for my tea. I will take a tea bag, put it in here. I'm trying to do this with one hand so you guys can see what I'm doing. This is not easy. Can I get a thumbs up for this not being easy? And I'm sorry if I sound down, guys. I'm tired. Like, I got my friend this month. I am not feeling good whatsoever. Okay, so there we go. We have got that in there. And then you put these two together. And then you bring this puppy down. And it doesn't seem to be wanting to go on with one hand. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work with one hand. I did it! I'm thebomb.com. And then it's kind of like this cute little butterfly sticks out of it. And my coffee mug says, keep calm and sparkle on, honey. Okay, so that is everything that I put in my tea. Now, moving on to the apple cider vinegar. You shake it. This is the brand you have to get. This is the one with the mother in it. And I take 1 tablespoon of this and I wash it down with some water really fast, girl. Really, really fast. And then I drink my cup of tea. So I am going to take a tablespoon of this, and I will be right back. Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you me taking the apple cider vinegar This shit is no joke. So for those of you who think it's going to be, it's not. It tastes like shit and it's very hard to drink. But so you gotta do it. You gotta do it, okay? Ugh. I hate it. Disgusting shit. However, the water soothes it down. So I learned that one time I took it and I drank water and it calmed down the nasty sensation. Yes, the honey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So now my cumin is ready. So I'm gonna have to sift that out to make sure that the seeds don't get into my make sure the seeds don't get into my, ¿cómo se dice? My tea. And we're gonna try something new today because that's what it's all about. It's a new week, okay? We're going into week 4 right now, Friday. I complete week 4. So yeah, okay. I got a new scale. I will insert a picture to show you guys the weigh-in for this past Friday, which was week 3. And now I'm just gonna document this whole weight loss journey, okay? I love you guys. After I drink my tea and my apple cider vinegar in the morning, I rest my body I try to do it as early as I can. Guys, I would recommend that you set your alarm clock. If you go to work at 6 in the morning, set that alarm clock for like 4 in the morning. And just wake up, take that apple cider vinegar, drink a cup of tea, no caffeine in it. My tea has no caffeine, it is all natural. Drink that tea, and it'll put you right back to bed. By the time you wake up for work, your body has already broke down all that fat in your tummy, in your body, girl, and you're ready to go. Okay, so there's no excuse why you can't have that cup of tea. 2 days ago, I just started recently putting cumin into my tea, as I believe I showed you in this past video clip. And it gave my tea such a delicious taste, as opposed to how it tasted before. Now, let's go into portion control, guys. I cannot stress this enough. You need portion control. I think that has been the main thing that has helped me lose weight. I truly believe that, okay? Portion control. Try to get yourself so that you can start training yourself how to eat properly, okay? Try to get yourself one of those Tupperwares that have that section into 3 parts. You know, that has the 2 small sections and then the 1 big section. Or that section evenly, 3 parts evenly. Because that's how I serve myself, evenly. What I do is I take a hand of protein, any meat, any lean meat. When you go shopping at the grocery store, if you want ground meat, look for 80 to 80% lean and up. I never go under 80% lean. Anything under 80% lean, I'm not putting in my body. Try to find lean meat, any lean meat, lean turkey, lean ground meat, lean whatever, chicken breasts. I don't even know if they have lean chicken breasts, but if they do, get that. I like to purchase whole chickens and I like to bake them in the oven, or buy chicken legs, bake them in the oven, however, whatever. I fry a lot of my ground beef patties. I fry a lot of my chicken breasts. I fry a lot of my food, but guess what? I do not use vegetable oil no more. I stopped using all oils that I used to use. All the oils that I was raised on that were beneficial, that were good, and no, them shits are whack. Now I buy extra virgin olive oil. I buy extra virgin coconut oil. I mix 2 portions olive oil, 1 portion coconut oil. I really don't season my chicken. I put my seasoning in my oils. I I sprinkle some cinnamon into that oil. Cinnamon is known for its beneficial properties. You can look that up. I'm not going to go too much into detail about nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist. I did my research though. So usually when I season my meat, it's 2 portion to 1 portion olive oil to coconut oil, right? Put that in the pan first. Then I sprinkle my cinnamon. Then I sprinkle some flax seeds, chia seeds in there. Very little bit, you know, not a lot. You don't want that powerful taste in your mouth, you know. Then I get my Mrs. Dash. I put my Mrs. Dash in there. I put some onion powder in there. And then I throw my chicken breast or whatever it is that I'm cooking. I throw that puppy right in there. And then I fry it and I eat it. Just like that, girl. Handful, handful. See, when I first started my diet, well, I want to say my new lifestyle. When I first started my new lifestyle, what I would do is I would chop up my meat. Any meat that I was eating, I would chop it up. At first, I wasn't buying lean ground patties like I am now. I was buying lean ground meat so that I can just get a handful and be like, okay, this is it, a handful. And that was how I measured my food. Now I just pretty much eyeball it because I already know how much I need. So yeah, so you take a handful of protein, which is meat, any meat. If you're vegan, you can use tofu or beans or whatever vegans use to substitute for protein. You take a handful, you put that on your plate. I mean, well, you cook it first, then you put it on your plate. You take a handful of vegetables, any vegetable you want, any vegetable. I like to eat greens, that's my thing. I like to eat mixed greens. It's called power greens or some shit like that. I like to eat that. I take a handful of that, wash it, throw it in my plate. There's my second portion. Third portion of fruit of any kind. You can have a whole pear. You can have a half of a banana. You can have, these are things measuring to a handful, okay? You can have a half a banana. You can have a tangerine to 2 tangerines, you know, depending on what you can sustain and what's satisfying to you. I like to stick to whole pears. I find those the most satisfying. And I find that they break down quicker in my body for some reason. Apples are good as well. You know, you can have any fruit, man. Any fruit that you want. Just one piece of fruit. 4 meals a day. You're going to eat 4 meals a day, and they have to be 2-hour increments. So they have to be 2 hours, at least 2 hours apart. I mean, if you want, you can have tea 30 minutes after each meal. You can have a green tea, or, you know, it helps to break down the stuff in your body. I personally don't, because I suffer from GERD disease, which is a heartburn condition that I get acid reflux, heartburn, and the tea kind of aggravates that. So being that I already take it once in the morning, that's enough for me. However, I have heard stories of people taking it 30 minutes after each meal and it helping them to digest their food quicker. So 3 meals a day, you're going to have your protein, your handful of protein, you're going to have your handful of vegetables, and you're going to have your fruit. Those are your 3 meals a day. You should not have more than 3 fruits a day. This is my preference. This is my diet. I'm telling you my experience, okay? I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not telling you don't have more than 3 fruits a day. I'm telling you how I did my diet and how strict I was on this diet, and still am, okay? So you can't have more than 3 fruits a day. On your 4th meal, right, you're going to have a handful of vegetables. You're going to have a handful of protein, and you're going to have a handful of carbs. So it could be mashed potatoes, it could be sweet potatoes, it could be a slice of bread, you know, whatever it is that your heart desires for that carb for that day, so that you have a certain carb intake a day. After 6 p.m., you should not eat anything. Now I've bumped it up to sometimes from 5 p.m. I don't eat anything after 5 p.m. Just water. I don't drink soda. I don't drink juice. I don't drink any substitutes. But then again, guys, I've always been a heavy water drinker. This has always been my thing. This is a 23.74 ounces bottle of water. I go through maybe, 5, 6, 7 of these a day. I lost count of how many of these. You should be going through at least, I think it's like 65 ounces, something like that. So you should be drinking at least 3 of these a day. So that's as far as your water intake. Believe it or not, eating is hard to kick as well. Not just eating, but eating unhealthily, if that's even a word. But for me, it was a big struggle. My dad passed away, and then the following year, my mom passed away. So I went into like this huge, big state of depression. I mean, I still get sad from time to time. Me and my mom were really close. So I think that one really hit home. But I kind of snapped out of it one day. I was looking in the mirror and I noticed I was losing my curves. Like, you wasn't seeing my hips anymore and my Pepsi shape, you know what I mean? And I was like, what the fuck? And it just, and then going outside and seeing everybody dress nice and look nice and just being so mad, just mad at the world, mad at myself. Because I'm like, I know I can be better than this. I know I am better than this. Why am I've always been a strong-minded person. I've always been somebody to say something and actually do what I say I'm gonna do. I've always had a lot of ambition and determination, and that's one of my key qualities that I have. And I wasn't going to let this be the end of me. I think the breaking point for me really was when my vision started to get blurry. Get a little emotional. My vision started to get blurry, and I went to the doctor, and I found out that I have the same disease that my mom had, and it's called Pseudotumor cerebri. And I'll put a link in the description of exactly what that is. And basically it's a condition that there is no cure for. And what it is, it causes a lot of hypertension in the brain. It causes the fluid in your spine, which normally goes down, suddenly starts to go up. And it causes basically clotting of fluid in your head. And it acts as a tumor, but it's not a tumor. It's the weirdest shit ever. And that's why they gave it the nickname, I believe in the 60s, Pseudotumor, because it's not a tumor, but it performs like a tumor, if that makes any sense. And the first thing that it attacks is really bad migraine headaches. And then, so I started to get the symptoms of the migraine headaches, and then it started to progress to where my vision was going blurry. I went to see the doctor. They told me potentially that I could go completely blind if I didn't take control of the situation and start taking the Diamox pills that they gave me, which leave me very groggy. They make my fingertips numb, my feet numb, my legs go to sleep. My legs go to sleep extremely fast. It's horrible. It's horrible. The side effects are, and it's a diuretic, which is not cool. But I take other medication that combats that, so it doesn't really perform on me as a diuretic. And it's been really hard. It's been really hard to it's been hard to deal with this condition. And I think that's when I hit rock bottom. It was like, if I go blind, what?
Hi, mommy.
Hi, baby.
Wait, you talking about the pain that you've been going through right now?
Yeah, the pseudotumor.
Well, all I gotta say is this: if you keep doing what you're doing, keep eating healthy, then I think you'll be alright. And if you could tell them how you're doing good support, I think they will support you as well.
Yeah.
Even on the internet.
Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. I'm doing a video though.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I love you, honey. Thank you for supporting me.
Alright.
Even Julie's here supporting me. Okay, Julie. Okay.
Alright, have fun.
Okay, get down. Go. Okay, back to our normal schedule program. So basically that's when I really hit rock bottom, guys. That's when I was telling myself, like, what am I gonna tell everybody when I go blind? Like, what am I gonna say? Why did I go blind? Because I couldn't stop overeating. because I ate too much, because, you know, I was just thinking about all this negative stuff, and I was just like, this is not going to be my life. This is not going to be me. I'm going to lose this weight. I don't care what I got to do. I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to stick it out, and I'm going to lose it. My mom, ultimately, her condition, before she had my little brother, well, no, actually, during her pregnancy of my little brother, she went completely blind in her left eye. Her right eye, sorry. She went completely blind in her right eye. She lost all vision in her right eye. So this was a really scary time for me. I'm sorry, guys. I have a very strong exterior, so I don't like to cry, especially on camera. But this was a very, very hard time for me, and I think what was mostly hard was when I was waiting to see the ophthalmologist, or whatever they call it, the eye doctor, and I'm just sitting there by myself, and you know, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm calling everyone, I'm like hysterical crying, because my vision is so blurry, and I'm scared. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my vision any second now, you know. And all I could think about was, I'm sorry, guys. All I could think about was my mom. And I'm like, you know, she was here, she'd be right here with me right now. You know, I wouldn't be alone through this. And I guess a part of me felt like she was there. I think what hurt is that I felt like I had no one. No one to call, no one, or anyone I did call didn't even bother to come. Oh, I'm so sorry. But ultimately my husband left work, and came, and I was so happy to have somebody to support me, because I was so scared. I thought I was gonna go blind, and I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do if I can't see? Whew. And I can't believe I'm doing this on camera. But I think sometimes you really have to hit rock bottom to like change your life, you know? And this is what made me really just fight this addiction, you know, because I wasn't gonna be a victim. I wasn't gonna be a slave to food, you know? And I know a lot of people talk about addictions. They talk about narcotic addictions and alcoholism, but nobody really talks about food addiction, you know? And I think that's one of the most biggest addictions out there. Sometimes I would eat and I would just cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. And I would feel so guilty after I ate, you know? And it's like, now I feel so much empowered. I feel so much stronger. And I can actually do it. I can actually go through a day where I'm not striving. And right now I have my friend of the month. And you know, during that time we fiend, so well, some of us, like, we get these cravings, and me, my thing is chocolate. I don't know why. And so sometimes I crave chocolate. And so yesterday I was telling my husband, I'm like, I whined to him like a baby, because he spoils me rotten. Like, my husband is like the best. I think in the past couple of months our relationship has gotten so much better, so much united, so much stronger. We have gotten rid of a lot of negative people out of our lives. We've also stopped listening to people, and you know, sometimes involving or letting people have the power to have a say in your relationship, or to bring negative stuff around you, can pull you down. can ruin a relationship. That's why it's best sometimes to just keep your relationship as private as possible. But moving along, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling on. So yesterday I was like, I need chocolate. I want chocolate. And I'm like whining to him like this big baby. And he's like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, he treats me like a baby, so I act like one. It's like the funniest thing ever, but I love him so much, I swear. And I love that connection that we have in that aspect. It's the weirdest shit, but it works for us. So I'm like whining and like kicking my feet on the bed, like, I want chocolate. And he's like, well, there's chocolate cookies in the kitchen, baby. Just eat those. And I was like, girl, I know you didn't see my video all the way to the end and forget to subscribe. Hi, what are you still doing here? Go subscribe.